This is my baby turtle Koa, and this is the tank she lives in. But for now, she's all alone in there. Well, not completely. There are 2 Amano shrimp in there that have been keeping her company since the start. But I want to add more. And I don't mean more shrimp. I want to add fish. Before we can go ahead and add the fish, I like to do my weekly maintenance on this tank. Now, despite what you might think, there's really not a lot going into maintaining a setup like this. So let's jump straight into it. The first thing I like to do is check if there are any dead leaves that need to be removed. In this case, there are none. There's this one leaf of the Anubias barterii that's starting to turn yellow. This is most likely caused by a lack of nutrients in the water column, but it's not a big deal. We'll fix it when I do a water change. The next step is to clean the hardscape using a toothbrush. No, it's not the same I use for my teeth. I promise. Next, I'm using this scraping tool to clean off the glass. And that's almost it. The only thing left to do is a water change. And since this turtle is quite messy, I like to take out around 80 or 90% of the water. And while I take out the water, I siphon through the sand to take out all the nasty bits. Okay, this might look like I took out more than 90% of the water, but there's a really big filter underneath this thing, which also holds a significant amount of water. And speaking of the filter, we're not gonna touch it today. It gets cleaned out once a month, which is not today. On top of all the water, I also removed one of the wood pieces to open up the scape a little bit more. This will give the fish a bit more space to swim around, but will also encourage Koa to practice her swimming skills. As for this dirty water, you can throw it away. But if you're like me and you have 27,000 million billion houseplants, I recommend you give it to them. They'll love it. Next, I got this big bucket of fresh water that I'll just drop on top of this cabinet, and then I'll use the same siphon as before to fill the tank back up again. Oh yeah, I also added this liquid fertilizer, but I didn't record it, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. By the time this tank is all filled up again, there's some new nastiness between the sand, so I like to overfill the tank and then siphon out the remaining nastiness. Cool! This tank is clean, it's time to get to the good part. The reason you clicked on this video. Let's add some fish. So, 2 weeks ago I showed you how I set up this tank over here, and without spoiling too much, we got a bit of an aggression problem. The males are teaming up and being pretty aggressive towards the females. So I'll just scoop out 2 of the males and add them to the turtle tank. Yeah, that'll solve the problem. Besides, all of these guppies will eventually be moved to the turtle tank, so we'll just see these 2 as pioneers. Maybe we should call them Neil and Buzz? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, I let them acclimate for around 20 minutes, and then this time Koa was super curious. She wanted to say hi to her new friend so bad, she kept trying to swim through the container. And when she finally noticed there was a barrier between them, she just decided to steal the show. "20 minutes later, the fish could be released. Oh, by the way, I also added this little snail guy, but once Koa noticed him, his adventure took a dark turn. I removed him not much later. But this didn't stop Koa. She tasted the snail and wasn't ready to give up. After climbing for a while, she decided the snail wasn't worth it and jumped back into the water. So we'll just give her a cube of frozen bloodworms. Eventually, the guppies also started to eat from the bloodworms and a new friendship was formed. Okay, they might not be best friends yet, but they'll get there. We just need to give them some time. In the meantime, I want to thank you so much for watching the video, and if you can't get enough of Koa, I recommend you watch this video next to see how we introduce her into the animal world. I'll see you there.